I'm Mungo Darkmatter, and welcome to Dark Matters. Today on Dark Matters, we're going to discuss Windows 8.1 Preview, and I'll tell you what that is and whether you should install it or not. Windows 8.1 is coming out at the end of this year, and truthfully, once again, Microsoft's marketing department is kind of getting them into trouble, because 8.1, Windows 8.1, the upgrade to it is free if you already have Windows 8. Really what Windows 8.1 is a service pack with some fixes to the interface because people are a little bit disgruntled at Windows 8 because it kind of forces them to use a new interface called Metro, and it really feels like a lot of times the interface just gets into your way. So you end up back into a familiar Windows 7 interface, but you have to use a Metro interface to get there a lot. So they're going to fix a bunch of stuff in that, and I'll talk about that in another video. But I thought it was very important I discussed Windows Preview and what it is and whether you should install it or not. The quick answer to that is no, don't install it. Don't do it. And I'll tell you why. That version of Windows, or the preview version, is primarily made for people who are advanced users and really more or less IT people, so that the IT people can test out Windows 8.1 before they deploy it and get a better idea before the final version is deployed. If you install the version of Windows Preview that installs directly onto your machine, it will install kind of like a regular upgrade or service pack or patch, and it will run kind of like the final version, but they're still working on the final version. And in theory, if you then install the final version after it comes out, it will upgrade it and everything will be hunky-dory. But if you look at the website, even Microsoft says, not a real good idea. So I wanted to install it on a machine that was your primary machine or your working machine. If you have a spare machine and there's no data on it, or you have it backed up and you don't care if it gets messed up, well then by all means install it. Go to town. But I would install it on the machine you're not using, or even better yet, you can actually get the ISO, which is the disk image of the install disk, and install the full version of Windows 8.1 Preview in a virtual machine. And that would be a better alternative, so you can see what it's like if you're really that curious. Otherwise, it looks thus far like it's probably one of those things where you can wait and you'll be fine, It will bring back the start menu, and it will make it so you don't have to boot into Metro. So it'll make it more like Windows 7, basically. Those are two of the primary really great features that I've heard about so far. So I'll be trying Windows 8.1, and I'll tell you what I think of it. And I'm even going to make a video, I think, on how to install it on a virtual machine so people can see how to do it. But I wouldn't install it on your primary machine. I wouldn't use it as an upgrade on your primary machine, because even though the release of the final one is supposedly going to, fix it and upgrade it, there's probably a pretty good chance the preview will mess something up on your machine, and even installing the final version of 8.1 won't fix that. So you'll end up having to reinstall your entire operating system anyway. Now, if you're willing to do that, you could take the risk, but I'm thinking not really worth it, particularly if you need your machine for anything. So don't install the preview on a machine that you're using. If you have a spare machine, like I said, and all the data's backed up, or you have no data on it, fine. Virtual machine, it's okay to install it. But don't install it on your working machine. That's just asking for trouble. I'm Mungo Darkmatter, and this has been Dark Matters. And whatever you do, enjoy technology.